Hey YouTube, and I'm back. I got Miss Jasmine Mills on the line. I'm so excited. We're gonna talk about her journey with art, but as a creator.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. So as every show I start off, I always ask the definition. And me and her had this conversation prior, but I just want Jasmine to give me her definition of it is to be an artist or in her words, a creator. So what does that mean to you?
Okay. Well, to me, the definition of being a creator is someone who gives to the world, who adds in addition, doesn't always take away. So that's everything. So anyone who creates, whether it's life, itself, that's creation. You're taking something that God has given you, which God made us in His image,
right?
And He gave us the ability to create. How marvelous is that? So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it and run with it.
I know that's right. But I did a video yesterday about talents and how do we use them. And so I can say that I'm so proud of her because we didn't grew up together. She is using her talents. You're not letting it sit on the shelf and let dust collect. I've seen you always moving and doing something with your life. And to me, that's inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
You know? So then my question is, let's go all the way back when you were young. When you first started drawing, what sparked that?
Well, when I first realized that I was a little bit different was at Stewart Elementary School, and it was 6th grade, and they had the young authors contest and everything like that. And I won best illustrations, and my little book was like My Pet Dinosaur, and the illustrations were crayon and marker, and they looked horrible, and it was just like a dinosaur floating in the middle of the page. And I was like, yeah, I want something, okay. And after that, I was doing calendars, so I was like, I'm gonna be an artist,
right?
So that's kind of where it started.
And then from there, you just started drawing. Were you drawing characters?
I drew everything. I mean, I apologize in advance to all those. Everyone I went to elementary school, I jacked you for your money because I made you pay me like 25, 50 cents to get a card. I used to just draw like, oh, what animal you want to be? I'm going to draw a tiger and you're going to be a tigress. And I'd be like 50 cents jacking kids for their lunch money.
You was learning. You was learning entrepreneur business already. Yeah. That's so neat. So in high school, you were in the art class. Middle school
with Mr. K. Mr. Kavasanika.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That name.
Yeah.
That's so familiar. Wow. So what did your mother think about your talent? Was she behind you, pushing you?
Oh yeah. My mom is like my biggest supporter. She's my cheerleader. She's like, you can do whatever you want to do. Right. It doesn't matter what you want to draw. Here's some paint. Here's some crayons. What you want to do? My mom, when I was first learning how to tattoo, my mom was the first person to let me tattoo on her.
Are you serious?
And I gave her very first tattoo.
What? You had the gun and all?
Yeah.
Look at why you ain't tattooing, Jasmine?
Well, because you don't make residual income from tattoos, so that's kind of.
Yeah, I work in a tattoo parlor, so you right.
Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone. You know.
So you right. You are definitely right. But I like the fact that you talked about how your mother supported you. Because sometimes people don't have their parents or family to be their support. And I just seen how, which we were talking prior, how you and your sister have grown to be beautiful women. And you guys are actually, which the video I was talking about yesterday, y'all doing something with your talents. And you're doing what God has given you and you're progressing in and you're doing really well. Now, what I do want to ask is how did that interview go? Who you were with? Was it
yeah, NBC 12.
NBC 12. So how did that go? I didn't get to see
Carla. Oh, you didn't? It's on NBC 12.
I didn't. Get
it's on NBC12.com and just type in Jasmine Mills and it has a video.
NBC12.com. Type in Jasmine Mills.
Yeah, it's just a little Black history thing with movers, modern, move makers in Richmond. Because this is Black History Month and I happen to be Black. So
hello.
That added up and it went really well. I'm glad that they chose me. The Black History Museum of Virginia actually was, they nominated me because I did some work for the Children's Festival that they're starting to do annually. So a whole lot of kids all over the Tri-City area get invited to have free books and they do activities. And I taught a lot of the kids how to illustrate their first books. Like, how do you go about illustrating a book for someone or for yourself? So.
Wow, that's good. You know what? If y'all catching on, Jasmine got this entrepreneur mindset that I definitely have to step into because you're creating. I heard who was the man? I forgot his name, but he's a billionaire millionaire. could be him, but he was like, why would I want to work for a job when I can create my own and help other people?
Right.
I was like, you know what? He's right.
You work 12 hours a day. Sometimes people work on making someone else rich. You spend that time that you're not ever going to get back.
Yeah.
And you're putting money in their pocket, and they're giving you a fraction, not even a fraction of the amount that they're making off of you. Mm-hmm. And then you go home and you don't work on your own dream. And then two, you just got to take a step out on faith. If you really believe in yourself, there's no way you can fail when you, one, have belief, and then two, you try. Like, you can't fail if you put 110% behind. Have you ever heard of that? Someone failing? Like, I tried my best and I failed. Like, no, you succeeded in one way or another. So it's kind of.
I like that. I really do like that. I have to say that inspires me because I was talking to Cynthia. I don't remember Cynthia Bland, but we were supposed to be starting our own dance company. And I just hadn't did it yet. But I know it takes money. It takes people back in or just a small beginning. So just hearing you helps me not want to give up on my dreams of still.
Yeah, don't ever let something as crazy as money stop you from doing something. Because really, you know what? Anyone that says, oh, I don't have the money for it this time. Money has never stopped anybody who really wants to get. That's true. It's money. Money comes and goes. Somebody just give you money. Really. I mean, so don't let something that's money gonna stop me.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. So where have you displayed some of your artwork at? What places?
Gosh, some are everywhere. Right now, I have a couple of art publishing deals where I just, I do artwork and I license them to the art places all over the United States right now for the publishing and licensing. And as far as showing like my original artwork, mostly Richmond close by because I'm not trying to travel. I'm doing it this year. I hope I'm keeping my fingers crossed for next year. I want to be at Art Basel. You ever heard of that? But it's like this in Miami, so maybe that'll be the best and the farthest I go. But right now, just Richmond, local. Richmond. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just ask about pricing. How much are your paintings so that when people want to buy them?
They range, so it just depends on how big they are and how much time went into them. So they can range anywhere from like $35, $45 if I get a little small one that's an original, all the way up to $2,000 to $2,400 depending on size.
That's amazing. Yeah. So where can people go to reach you? Like, is it Instagram?
Instagram.
Facebook?
I'm on Instagram. Artist Jazz 70. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just Artist Jazz on Instagram. Okay. And I mean that's usually how I like to link up with people. Okay. Facebook is okay, but I got my Facebook private, so.
You don't want nobody else having to look access? I mean, do you put your artwork on there?
Well, I use my website is artistxdesigns.com. Okay. So you can go on there and drop me a link or take a look at my portfolio, see some stuff. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Right. So,
and again, what you were talking about is tutorials on how would you do that? Are you starting to do that? Where people can come in and learn how to paint and stuff like that?
Well, I teach middle school art at the Petersburg Art League. I haven't really started to teach how to paint because it's to each their own, so it's kind of like you have to kind of do it. I don't want to show everybody, oh, this is how I do it. I mean, that's great, but that's not really teaching you. Like when you really become an artist, it's you learn the rules and then you break them. So you have to figure out how you want to express yourself, not necessarily how someone else, I drew this because someone else, I did it just like them. That makes me an artist. Like, no, you become an artist when you figure out your own style, kind of. So, I mean, I'd say practice the masters. I mean, Leonardo da Vinci, and Michelangelo.
He did some bad work.
Yeah, Pablo Picasso. All those people, they are like modern. They are like the old modern change makers when they took like a paintbrush and they were like, I'm gonna paint this different. I know you taught me how to do that, but I'm gonna paint it like this now. And I was like, oh, so that's what made them famous. So doing something that's different, right? But it's totally all yours is the key, So.
I was thinking about which I don't know what you think about. Something like the fun classes. What they call like the wine and paint type of thing.
Oh yeah, paint and stuff. I do a few. I just do it for like people I know and stuff like that, like the church and stuff. But other than that, I'm not.
I'm just saying.
It's so many painting sips.
But listen to me. But listen. Somebody like me that don't know how to paint. What if I just want to come in and just say, hey, Jasmine, can you do a class for like 5 women or something like that, and we all just have fun and whatever you do, we do, and we got wine or
I
something
could
like
look.
that.
I actually teach like standard art class, like stuff that you could actually learn from if you want to learn. I don't really do the.
Gotcha.
Like, oh, I'm just gonna do this and put this up. This was so easy. I don't see why they pay her so much to be an artist. I can do it too. Like, dang. Well.
So what about? Did you ever go to college?
No, I got accepted to the Art Institute of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And then I started my own. I had my own business running, and it was doing so well I couldn't leave. Like I was just like, well,
yeah.
So,
I was just thinking because as being a professor or something like that, teaching like college students maybe about painting arts. I'm just saying,
Well, I can teach in the private sector without but not on the So I mean, maybe one day I'll go. Maybe go back when I get old and I don't feel like painting anymore. I'll go teach other people, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I really like a lot of things you said. And again, I'm inspired by it all because, which I was talking yesterday about my video, is all of us contributing as African Americans to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We giving to you, you giving to me. We all help each other some way or another. You paint, somebody's a social worker, somebody's a teacher, somebody's a counselor, somebody's a police officer. Whatever gifts and talents that we have to reach back and touch each other. And this is kind of the reason why I'm doing the show, because I'm going back to friends and family because I want to be of help, and so we all can help each other. So these videos are just to be positive and to put a positive mindset up. Baby, go back. Sorry, y'all. Here. Go in the room. Here. Sip your water. Go ahead.
He's like,
Go ahead, babe. But yeah, again, I wanted to bring Miss Jasmine Mills on here because I was just excited. Go in the room. About her work and her artistry, and I really need to buy me a painting so I can see and put one on the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I really want to bring you on because, again, I used to be like, I know we all grew up together, but you be so proud of each other.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's
always
great to have be positive. Like, just when someone's doing great, you gotta push them up further. Like, you were doing awesome. And work together, try to lift each other up.
Right.
It happens a lot of the times where a lot of people, they have psychological problems and they don't answer them and they don't speak to themselves and they just say, oh, that person's doing better. And I don't like that. It makes them feel uncomfortable, but that's a sign, like telling yourself, like, yo, I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
If you're looking at someone else and you're envious or jealous or you want to pull them down, I mean, sometimes that don't help. You gotta have a conversation with yourself. You gotta be like, why am I feeling? You gotta ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? That person didn't do anything. Why do I don't like that? And then you're like, you know what? Maybe it's because I think I need to try a little bit harder sometimes. I want to be like that. But sometimes people's ego don't let them say, I want to be like that. They go, no, I want that person to come down here because my ego won't let me. Yeah, be like they right. No, it ain't right. I'm right. So.
But I'm just saying, like somebody. Let's just say a example of class. In class we failing. Who we gonna attach to? Jasmine got the A+. She was ready for the test. I'm trying to go over there where she
did the extra credit.
You help me study, but I'm just saying, you have a conversation with that person and ask them, okay, well, how did they do what they do to be so successful? Because how can I have an attitude with you when I ain't got the knowledge that you got?
Sometimes you just gotta humble yourself. Definitely not just talking about myself. I mean, like I had to humble myself. Like for a long time, I was just like, I'm not gonna ask anybody else for help. I'm gonna do it on my own. I don't need anybody else. And then I was like, you know what? It got me far, but it didn't get me everywhere I needed to be. And I said, you know what? I started looking around and saw some of these really successful artists, especially on Instagram and Facebook, and they have, hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're making the money they need to make per month in order to do what they do and in order to save and do whatever they need to do. And they're not working that hard for it. Like really, it's because they network, and like your network is your net worth. And I didn't understand that.
Your network is your net worth.
I forgot who said that. I got stolen. That is not an original thought. But
I like that though.
But I thought about that. I was like, the people around you, right? They're gonna help lift you, and it's a quid pro quo. So you give, get, and you grow. All you grow together.
I like that.
And so I've been trying to reach out to a few more artists and Candace and stuff like that.
Hey,
we're gonna work on getting Candace an intro.
Yes,
it's gonna be really
she
dope.
Gonna help me out, y'all. I need some help. I'm doing
Get her
this.
some lighting.
Yes, give me the lighting. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So,
but again, this was exciting. I'm glad you came for the interview. I'm gonna bring you back, so don't think this gonna be the end.
All right,
of it.
I got
next
plenty
time
of
you
art
come
stuff.
back, I want you. Can you come back with the painting?
Oh yeah.
One that you don't.
I got one in the car. I got two. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't know you had one in there. Okay,
We'll do
well,
another video.
I am gonna bring her back because I do want her to display more of her art, and I want to have more conversation with her. But again, I'm doing these videos to talk about different topics and about giving back to the community and about helping each other, help build each other up, you know, in our own community. So, but this is the end of the show, and we're off with Keeping It Real with Candace. Bye, YouTube.
Studio.